many of us queens, Sir Brian May, the artists Sir Grayson Perry and the fashion designer Dame Mary Quant received their honours. But we've been joined by three people who have been recognised for their contributions to public service. We've had two extraordinary stories and the next one is exactly the same. Let's speak to another recipient of an MBE. Dr. Nurul Haq Nasimi has received his award for services to refugees. He's from London and is the founder of the Afghanistan and Central Asian Association. Congratulations and Happy New Year. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this beautiful program, Hannah. And Happy New Year to you.
Tell us, we've had, it's quite extraordinary actually, just the two people, I don't know if you've been listening, but the first lady we spoke to did not know she had received hers because it went into her spam email. And she only found out 2 weeks later when she was receiving a call. The second person had a similar story. It got sent to her son. How did you find out that you'd received an MBE? Did it happen naturally and with ease, or do you have a similarly interesting story to tell about that process?
No, actually, we received an email 2 weeks ago informing us about this important news. But they didn't say anything. They just say that if you are happy to accept this award, just please complete the form and send it back to us. So we completed the form, I signed the form, and then we sent it back to them. And then at the same time, they just told us that they should keep it confidential until we will announce on the 30th of December, which and then this happened on the 30th of December at 11 p.m. We checked the website and we saw my name on the list. And we were walking in Oxford Street just to see the Christmas lights.
Well, it's a great accolade. Huge congratulations. I mean, you founded the Afghanistan and Central Asian Association. It's been a very difficult year. The stories from Afghanistan have been very difficult to hear. We've had so much going on this year. What do you take away from 2022? Or tell us a little bit more about what you've helped and what you're aiming to do with the charity.
First of all, I would like to say thank you very much to the British people, to the support they are offering to the refugee communities. I'm very pleased to live in a country like Great Britain where work and doing good things to the community recognized by the public and by the British governments. As you know, the Afghanistan and Central Asian Association founded almost 23 years ago after I arrived on the back of a lorry in a refrigerated container with my small children. And thanks to God, we survived after a very long and very difficult journey. If you remember, in the year 2000, the 58 Chinese, they took similar journey, but they spent more time in the container. Then all of them found dead in Dover. So, but anyway, after we arrived in 1999, we started our life in the southeast of London. And after just a few months, I founded the organization with the support of the local authorities and my local MP to help others who are in a similar situation that we were at the time when we came to the UK. It was very difficult for me to access services, how to use the opportunities, how to enroll my children to local schools or participate in language classes. And then we started from there, from the southeast, almost 23 years ago, and we moved from strength to strength. We spent 18 years in the southeast, and then we expanded the organization in West London only 6 years ago. The reason we expanded because West London hosts maybe over 100,000 refugees from Afghanistan.
Can I
large community, yeah.
I'm incredibly sorry to interrupt your extraordinary story and your tale of how you arrived here and all that you've got on to achieve. But I just wanted to ask before we have to let you go. You began by expressing your gratitude to the British people. Do you feel that we're doing enough then to help Afghan refugees? And what more might you like to see us and the government do here?
First of all, again, thanks to the British people for evacuating thousands of people from Afghanistan in August 2021. But then, looking at the situation of those refugees who've been evacuated from Afghanistan almost 17 months ago, and then the approach of the maybe government towards the Ukrainian refugees, it slightly make the public very concerned about different policies and different approach. I completely agree that these people who've been evacuated from Afghanistan should be treated fairly. We become the main contact point for those thousands after they've been evacuated from Afghanistan. And we are struggling how we can cope with this big, maybe a huge demand. As a small organization, we are struggling how we can reach to thousands of these refugees across the United Kingdom, but we managed to do our best to help them with the distribution of donation, as well as bringing them from the local Bridging hotels to our center to participate in our English language classes, in the Women Project, the football project that we are running for Muslim girls, as well as the social and cultural events, and helping them how to improve their confidence, participation, and reduce their isolation and disadvantage among these people. And I think that they are still facing huge challenges, and that's why we started campaigning with a safe passage. And there will be an event in the House of Parliament on the 17th of January. And our message to the government is to pay more attention to these people. Most of them most of these refugees who come to the UK, they couldn't bring their families during the crisis in Afghanistan. So they are still waiting the decision from the Home Office when they can, when their families can join them in the UK. Well, and they are at the center very often and crying. They are having some emotion, very, very anxious. They are very anxious and disappointed about this approach. And we hope that the Home Office will do something as soon as possible to release the pain of those people who are living in the UK, who've been evacuated to the UK.
Well, I'm sorry, very reluctant to interrupt you and to stop you, because, of course, it's a hugely important task that you have, and fantastic that you have been recognised in this way with your MBE, but sounds like a lot of work needs to go in and to helping you and what you do just beyond that recognition. It's fantastic to speak to you on the programme. Dr. Nurul Haq Nasimi, awarded for his service to refugees from Afghanistan. Many thanks for joining us on Times Radio this evening. Coming up next, are you wondering